Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. My name is Carrie. I am a full-time Elliott Wave trader. I am also one of the professional traders in the New Wave Traders Discord. If you are interested in becoming an independent trader, someone that can trade on their own and doesn't need signals and basically constantly looking for someone to tell them what the market's going to do, then I highly, highly recommend our Discord. Our Discord we strive, and everything that we are about is to create independent traders. So if you're interested, the link is in the description below. And today's video is going to be on Bitcoin and ETH. We're having a little dump here. So sorry for my absence. I haven't made a video in I think a week, something like that. I've just been really busy. But I'm back, and today looked like a good day to tell you what I think's going on. So I am going to do this a little differently today. I've been showing you Bitcoin on long scale. And when you look at it that way, it looks much differently. And it's hard to tell exactly where we are. But when you look at it on linear scale, it's pretty obvious where we are. So looking at it this way, it's pretty obvious that this is a gigantic third wave. This would obviously, if I was just looking at just this would just scream to me wave 1, wave 2, and then wave 1 and wave 2. Then after that comes a gigantic third. Now obviously right in here, we have an obvious correction we can see, which tells me this is a subdegree third and a subdegree fourth that goes with this wave 1 and this wave 2. So now what do we need? We need a partner. We need a wave 3 for this wave 1 and this wave 2. Is it the top of here? It could very well be. So we're going to put a square here. And what are we looking for now? We're looking for the fourth that goes with this 3. We're putting those in squares. So that's pretty simple when you look at it that way. Where we are in this. So after a fourth, we need a fifth. That will be somewhere up here. What the exact price will be, I don't know, because fifths can get very overextended. Very overextended. So I think when this fifth comes, it's going to be that parabolic, massive blow off top that we're looking for. And then we'll get some type of correction. Do I think that we're going to correct all the way back down to 0? No, definitely not 0. But we'll probably maybe come back down. I don't think we'll ever break this top again. What it'll be like then, I can't project that right now. We have to see how high this goes. But looking at it that way, it's much more clear. So let's talk about, I'm going to put it on log now. And I go over this in every one of my videos on the weekly time frame. As you can see, we're resetting ourselves. And I did talk about that we could potentially have another rollover here. We need to hold this blue 50. As you can see, in all the prior bull run. We never broke the 21 with a candle close, and we never broke the 50. Every time we went up, we came back down and we held the 50. So right over here, we need to hold this 50 if we even get down to it. And we need to push back up. So if we come down more, we need to push back up. And then how far this is going to go will depend on if we bounce around in here. Because all we've done so far is push up into bullish territory. And I did a really good description of this in my prior video. And I would highly recommend you go back and look at it, because I went over and broke down this RSI. But basically, we need to bounce around between the 50 and the 90 for this to continue up like it did here. That's what we need to do on a weekly time frame. Let's go down to the 8-hour and talk about this correction. So you can easily say that this is a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. Or you could say this is a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. It doesn't really matter that much where our third ended up here in this area. Because either way, whether we had a correction that went like this, and the reason I'm going over this is because there is people, with different perspectives, or we had a correction like this for a fourth, or the fourth is not over. It doesn't really matter too much where this third ended. What we're looking for right now is our fourth in that square box. Did it end here? Or are we not done yet? That's what we're looking for. So as you can see, we had 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and then this looks like 5 waves to me. So this is a completed correction, whether you want to pull it from over here and do like this, or you just want to do like that. It doesn't matter much, okay? I call this one whole completed wave. What matters most right now is whether or not we break this bottom right here. That's what matters the most right now at this moment. I'm going to go down a little bit further and talk about it. So the bullish scenario is this right here is a 5 wave, whether it's a diagonal or it's just 5 waves, okay? They're both, whether it's a leading diagonal or it's 5 waves, it doesn't matter, okay? But this is the assumption that this is a 5 wave move. This is the bullish view. And now we are creating a WXY or an ABC to the downside for our wave 2. And then we head up bullish for a wave 3, which would start our 5th wave. So basically, to give you a little more clear perspective here, this would be labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we pivot up, if we were to pivot up straight from here and not go down any further, we're looking at our third wave being at 76,897. And then we get a fourth and a fifth. So somewhere up in the 80s area. That's the bullish scenario. So what needs to happen for the bullish scenario to pan out here is that we do not break this liquidity area right here. And it goes all the way back here. We got a lot of support and resistance, okay? We don't want to break this. And we definitely can't break this bottom, or this bullish scenario is out the window. So if we pull a fib extension on this, and we project 618.5, I really don't want to see us go past the 618. That would be the perfect buying spot, is right there. We're going to go down to the 4 hour, so I just get a little bit bigger here. And if I pull a fib extension on what we have so far here, and we put in the corrective pocket, we're looking at targets of right into that 618. All these three targets right here come right into the 0.5 618. So it's looking good. We just can't break this bottom. Okay, let's talk about the bearish scenario. The bearish scenario is that we have created a WXY or an ABC. Labeling is not that important at the moment. And what is actually happening here is that we have done 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and 5 or 3, it doesn't matter. But this is an A or a W. This has created 3 waves up for a B or an X, and this was in my last video. And then what happens here is we either get 3 waves down for a Y or 5 waves for a C. That's the bearish scenario. To project that and see just how far we might come down, I'm going to pull it like this. First stop is going to be the 618. We always look at the 618 first. I don't think that's going to happen for the bearish scenario. I think we will be looking at these targets here for this bearish scenario. And let's see what kind of support we have there. So we have a little bit here that's coming into that area. Now, if this is it could totally come down lower into this block area here and be just fine. Because when you look at it this way, the fourth wave that's happening now likes to come into the prior fourth wave. So that could be this one or this one. But I really don't think we're going to make it down to this one. I mean, that wouldn't be something that I would really want to see happen. Because way down there, let's just put it slap dab in the middle. When we go up to the weekly time frame, we are totally breaking the 21. And I don't want to see us break this 21 with a candle close. So with that said, I feel that these are the targets if the bear scenario plays out. And this is the fourth wave that it's going for, and not this fourth wave. But let's see what happens. I definitely don't have a crystal ball. I'm just giving you my best bias and based on my Elliott Wave knowledge. Let's take a look at RSI quickly. Right now, we don't have any bullish divergence to speak of on the 8-hour. We're kind of going in this upward manner. We did break that to the downside. So, I mean, we do have a little bit, but this candle has 4 hours left on it. So I can't really count this bullish divergence that's happening between these two pivot points quite yet. So I'm not taking that into consideration yet, because this can come down much further in price, and that wipes that bullish divergence right out. Okay? So, you know what we're looking for on the bullish and the bearish side. Bullish, we don't want to break this bottom. We want to hit the 618.5 and we want to go. Bearish scenario is we break through and we come down into these areas. Let's take a look at ETH. Okay, ETH. So let's take a look at ETH on the weekly time frame and take it off a log. It's obvious what wave we're in. And this is some kind of one. I'm going to say 2's probably here. And then we have a 1 and a 2. So we'll put circles around these. Now, I believe that this, and don't look at this wick, this is a Kraken wick. I believe that this is the 3rd, 4th, to match this 1 and 2, but we need the match for this. So this is somewhere up here. Okay? And we're looking for the 4th with the circle. Now we should be able to see this, just like in Bitcoin. See how we can see this? When this happens, we should be able to see it. Okay, that correction in there. This 4th wave should be big enough that we can see it. And then we're going to get a 5th to the upside. And it could be happening now and it's in its first little bit of creation, but it's not here yet. Let's go down to 8-hour. Okay, so this is obviously some kind of, and this is probably a Kraken wick here, but whatever. So this is probably a 1, a 2. And this is all of 3. We're getting 4, and we're going to go up for 5. Now 4, yeah, ETH was the one that was very difficult to decipher what this was right in here. So let's talk about what's happening right here, because I know that this is some kind of, we obviously see this correction here, and then we had this blast off. So let's talk about this. Sorry, I was thinking. So when we measure, see if this is an expanded B. And we put the expanded B pocket in there. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Yes. So this came up in 3 waves and hit the expanded B pocket. So what we actually have here is we're creating an A, a B, and we're making a C down. Now, ETH likes its higher lows. It has created higher lows with every correction that it's made. It likes its channels. It likes its little upward channels with higher highs and higher lows. See? So I don't see why this would be any different than the rest. So basically we would, when we create this wave 4, we would create some kind of channel, okay? And it may not be perfectly like that. And then this first correction that comes in here will create us a higher low, okay? And then it can basically, you know, do its thing inside of here, but continue to make higher highs and higher lows. And that creates the 4th, and then we eventually break out to the upside. That's basically what I see happening because of the way it's done it every single time. Here. Channel. Here. Channel. Higher highs, higher lows. We break out to the upside. They're everywhere in here. Here. Channel. Break out to the upside. Here. Break out to the upside. Here. Break out to the upside. We even had one, well, this was a little tiny one, but it was still higher highs and higher lows, and we broke out to the upside. So I feel that we'll do the same thing here for this 4th and break to the upside. Let's take a look at the indicators real quick and see what we have going on. So on the 8-hour time frame, as you can see, RSI has moved much faster than price has. So that is a good sign there because we're already creating bullish divergence. Let's take a look at the daily real quick. So the daily, we had bearish divergence between these 2 points, and then we had more bearish divergence between these 2 points. That is what caused this correction. So the daily can come down and reset itself. This could finally be the 4th we're looking for. 4-hour already has bullish divergence, but it's broke the 50. So when this comes down and finishes its correction, we want to see a higher low here and then this lower low here. And then when I don't really want to see it break the 40. Okay. I want to see the RSI hold it and then kick back up into bullish territory. We want to stay in an upward motion and continue to be bullish here and not get a huge correction. This needs to stay up in this area up here. See how when we are up in the upper area, we are going to the upside. As soon as we break the 50 here to the upside, we are headed upwards. Then it had a correction, but it held the 50. And it just, as long as you can stay above this, or at least the 40, you're in bullish territory. See over here? Held the 40 and stayed up in there. Over here, stayed up in there this whole time. So we need to we don't want to break this 40. Or if we do, we want to just come down, reset ourselves, and get back up into bullish territory. Otherwise, we might see a pretty big correction here. Maybe something like this. But actually, we're looking for a much bigger correction. It's time. I mean, it's due. This wick doesn't count. That's a Kraken wick. When you go on long scale, this is the only one we have. We don't have any other red candles to speak of here. We need to see a correction here so that we can see our fourth and know our fifth is coming. So let's take a look at Dodge real quick for all you dodgy fans out there. I think that every family member I have has called and asked, should I buy into Dodge? Should I buy into Dodge? Okay, so this looks like we are creating an A, a B, and this is coming down for a C. And what you want to see here is for the best case scenario for it to hold the 618. You want to protect this low. It can come down to the 1-to-1, and it still will protect this low. So basically, I'm looking at this being a flat here. And we want the running flat, which is the one that gives us the higher low. We don't want the expanded flat that breaks the A wave. And the reason we don't want that is because then we broke structure and it's much harder for the market to recover and continue. Not that it can't, but it's much harder. So we want the higher low. Okay, so I'm getting targets of 618 first and then 1-to-1. Even the 1.236 would be okay because we still wouldn't break that low. We don't want to break this low. And this is what I'm seeing here. And then if we hold the higher low, this will kick off to the upside again. Take a look at the indicators real quick. We're already creating bullish divergence on the 8-hour. on the 4-hour, we had the bullish divergence, but it just couldn't kick off. Just couldn't do it. So I do see this coming down further. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the subscribe and like button. It definitely helps my channel. And think about going to my website and taking advantage of our trial offer on the Discord. And I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.